It is Wednesday, September 29th, and it is finale night, baby! Let's just do it! I know, not in the theme, but Warren and Tommy are back. We can celebrate the finale.
So many friends.
Yeah.
So many friends, so many friends.
You guys have grown.
Look at this. This is great. This is great. So, the expected happened. You know, Xavier wins. We knew that going into it. Kind of wasn't that thrilling of a moment. I was really more excited about America's Favorite House Guest.
Yeah.
Here, you guys say things as I move people around.
I think it was exciting, at least that it was a unanimous vote. Because I mean, no. Look, Gary,
I'm sorry.
You've never had this many people before. It's stressful.
I don't know what to do. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I mean, there have only been 2 unanimous winners, if I remember correctly. One of them was Cody last year. I think one other.
I was a little bit disappointed that Tiffany and Claire didn't get to question them.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed about that. I was so excited for Tiffany to ask Derek something.
I was so excited for her to roast him. Ooh.
Yeah. That's what we wanted. What a letdown. And then Claire just sat there silently. Yeah, that was a jip.
Yeah, I agree.
No. Rolling forward. That's what Julie got in trouble for. You don't remember that, Gina?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it offline. So anyway, Tiffany wins America's Favorite House Guest. That was the best thing that happened tonight, in my opinion. All the campaigning paid off. It worked. So she's $50,000 richer. Yeah. I did think it was also interesting, though, that Julie was now dead center with Xavier and Tiffany, and DF is like standing off on the side. It's like,
Julie's like, nobody cares.
Yeah, he did finish second. Like, that does count for something.
I was really proud of DF for being able to answer the questions coherently, and his speech, he did not stutter. Like, I was actually really proud of him, because that video that Kyle showed me from the feeds of him rehearsing his speech,
that was
it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
It was pretty rough, yeah.
I did expect there to be some other confession, though, from Derek, because like we were seeing all season long, like people commenting on like the socials about how Derek F was, what was it, dyslexic or something, and that's why we were having all these problems with his e-voting, which didn't come out. So I guess he just doesn't know. I guess it was just wrong.
Even like seeing the tweets coming in, I was like, I don't know if this is like a speculation thing or if this is a thing we know to be true.
Like it's just
him.
like really, really real. Yeah. And now I'm just kind of feeling like it isn't, because everything else came out pretty fine tonight. We just had a problem with voting. So I don't think it was ever that. So I think we got to laugh guilt-free.
His revelation about who his father was, I didn't know was a secret. I thought that was something he talked about all the time. Maybe it was just
something that he talked about in the DR, but the other house guests didn't know about it.
I never realized that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that either.
I will say on the same topic of secrets, I'm very happy that Brittany got the moment that she got. Because that was very heartwarming. I teared up. Like I got emotional.
I did too.
Yeah, for sure.
That.
And I think that was something that we had talked about at one point, was that we weren't sure, right, if the house guests knew, if they knew or not. So this obviously answered that question for us.
Yeah.
And seeing their responses to her and how welcoming and accepting they were of it really was very nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Julie was not socially distancing. She wouldn't hug Azza, but
Yeah, she ran right up
It's
to
the
Xavier,
winners
like,
match.
bring it
Not
in, man.
What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Oz's coming out and says, oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We must socially distance. And now she's contaminating the rest of the cast. I was like,
Meanwhile,
cast
Ozza
gets
comes
it.
out and she's like, uh-oh, no. And then 2 minutes later, the entire cast is like, it's like,
Yeah.
why? Like, we're all here.
I did hear, I don't know if it was something that like production told her, like, yeah, once the game's over, go ahead, hug them all. Because I did hear her say, like, after things were ending, she was like, I have to give you all a hug.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
Wow.
I will say I found it hilarious that every single time that they panned over to the jury, Azza was just sitting there pissed.
No.
Pissed. Oof. It was so good.
You did not see us, not even a crack of a smile at any point.
She was
The
giving
last
big
hour of the
Nicole
show.
Franzel energy.
And like, you know, it was funny to me that like, because she was saying, even in her exit interview after she was out, she was saying that she would have taken Xavier to final 2. Like she was dead set on it. And I'm just, I feel like it was just a theme in the game this year. All these people wanting to take people that they're not going to beat. Final 2. Like Xavier was the only one who was actively trying to get people out of the game who were a threat to him. He took that shot at Kyland. Like everybody else was like, I want to take a competitor. I want to take someone like, I don't know.
I will say though, she was very dead set on taking Big D until he started like getting really nasty with her this week and coming at her with all the stuff that we were seeing. So I think I think her decision to want to take X was less about wanting to take X and more about I just don't want Derek to win any money. You know?
I know, but I just, and I totally understand that. I get where she's coming from on it, and I get that's why she was feeling that way. But my feeling is like, I'm not going to give up my chance at $750,000 just because you're pissing me off this week.
Petty, yeah.
Right.
Like at that point, you can say what you want, but 9 out of 10 people would take the better chance at 10 times the money.
Oh, absolutely. B-Bean is here.
B-Bean.
Commenting that he couldn't believe that Kai said DF and Hannah are interchangeable.
Couldn't you though?
I was a little surprised. I mean, but Tommy and I kind of discussed this already. I don't know. There's a part of me, Sarah Beth saying that Derek F played any part in maybe deflecting some attention from the cookout, I found to be very interesting. Because, well, at least up until that moment, I always regarded Sarah Beth as smart. And I don't think it should stop at that moment. So, and I have to then believe that maybe there's some truth to that. And then maybe DF did do a little bit more than maybe we know or saw.
All right, but let's not sit here and regard that as like expert level gameplay. All right, that's like the bare minimum.
All right, I do want to bring it. All right, because Tommy said the same thing. I do want to just challenge. Hannah did win things, but is it possible that maybe our love for Tiffany and Derek X kind of spilled into Hannah? And I just can we just take a quick look? Because I'm not really sure that Hannah did any strategizing that I sat back and said, ooh, Hannah, great. I think she just kind of went along with the people I liked the most. And so I just started to like Hannah.
I think I would counter with, because Hannah did win things, which DF did not. And Hannah, I think, had, she really helped to orchestrate, I think, Derek X's exit from the house by convincing him not to play in the high rollers room that week that he left, giving up a chance to win. She played an instrumental role in sending her own number 1 out in the interests of the cookout. And that was something that we did see front and center. She was very upset. We got to see her very upset about that. And I know that she did other things in the game, but that's the thing that comes to my mind. And that was more visible and just as big of a move as anything that I think Derek F ever did. And
that's fair. No, let me just say I am not supporting the argument that they are interchangeable. I'm just saying, is it possible that maybe we've given Hannah just a little bit more than she is owed?
Well,
that's all.
Piggybacking off of what John's saying, DF didn't have somebody to send home. He was the one member that didn't have a person that he needed to focus on to get out of the house.
Yeah, because he had Frenchie, and we already sent him home.
Yeah, it was like he and Ozza were like sharing Brittany, but like
I guess. But Hannah willingly and heartbreakingly sent hers home. Meanwhile, the two biggest members of the cookout tried everything they could to keep their person in as long as they could. Tiffany and Xavier, they did not want to send their person home.
No, they didn't. They didn't. But it was also later in the game. Things were getting a little dicey. It was getting a little scary.
That's true. Yeah, there's different factors.
Yeah. We got a lot of comments here.
Yeah, I'm trying to read them.
Yeah, no, so Erin, hi, Erin. She says that she thinks Hannah came into more of her game once DX was out of the house.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say that
was Hannah after DX left.
I think she was playing a little bit more under the radar before DX left, and I think that once DX left the house, she really started. She started to become more vocal, and
Well, she had to. That's her shield that's gone. You know.
Yeah, she couldn't hide anymore, and then she kind of had it was over.
I also think it's easier for her to play her own game now that she only has to focus her energy one way instead of flip-flopping back and forth between the cookout and DX, the cookout and DX, the cookout and DX.
Right.
Now she can just go full steam ahead on the cookout and really focus in on doing what she needed to do to get further.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm sorry, I started to chuckle because now I actually understood. I was reading this, I was skimming it, and now I understand Hannah was instrumental in sending all her number ones. DX and others. Yeah, it's kind of shady. Sorry, chuckled. Hannah did more than that. That's shady. That's shady. What is this now? I think she rode on the coattails until DX is out of the game. Well, I think there's an argument to be made for that. Yeah, I kind of.
I think
that because she knew she had the cookout. So even though you can't take anything for granted in this game, she had 5 other people having her back.
Yeah, and
We're talking about Hannah, right? I don't know. Did she? Because Asa wasn't really on board for that thing until later on. So I don't even know she's never really had the full 5 until like way later.
Yeah, I do think that some of Hannah, her looking like she's riding on coattails, I think a lot of that was on purpose for her game in the beginning. I think she meant to sort of kind of just be under the radar, float along until it was really necessary for her to start playing more. And then all of a sudden we saw her winning more and being more vocal and all that,
Right.
Well, that was like part
we
of
saw
the
Xavier. Yeah, like we saw Xavier make a similar argument to that too, of like, I won when I had to. When I didn't have to, like, I'm totally cool sitting back and letting you all duke it out. But like, when I have to contribute, I will contribute. I'm just not going to do it until I have to.
Well, that could have been part of like her playing into her lie that she was this college junior who was into fashion and not a med student.
Yeah, I was
trying to play into that. Like, I'm a young girl. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just going to be quiet and sit here.
I was gonna say the same thing, like piggybacking off of what John was saying earlier, that like I think it was strategic because, like Tommy brought up, she willingly omitted the fact that she is a master's student studying to be a doctor. Like that is something that could have easily been used against her and could have made her seem like more of a threat than she wanted to be seen as very early on. So I think a lot of her laying low was more strategic than her riding anybody's coattails.
Yeah. And it does make me even think further, like if, let's say, on that second double eviction, right? If Ozza had decided to keep Hannah around, I wonder what they, obviously you can debate whether or not it paid off for Ozza in the end, because yes, she did make it to Final 3, which is a huge accomplishment. But I would be so interested to see what Ozza and Hannah would have done in that house against, an Xavier and a DF, or if X had been sent out and it was Kylan and DF, and and Ozza and Hannah sort of working together. That would have been, I think that would have been very interesting.
I don't know. Ironically, I don't have a lot of other comments here.
Well, we didn't talk about Julie's outfit tonight yet.
Because there's not much to say
there
about
were a
that.
lot of comments on it on social media.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I was very, very disappointed by this outfit. This did not look like a finale garb.
Yeah,
okay?
I always think Julie looks great. I think she looked great tonight, but I was underwhelmed for a finale, for sure.
Yeah, she didn't look bad, but it looked like it was something that was made out of like a Christmas tree skirt, like that kind of like that, like that fabric. Like I was very underwhelmed. I'm hoping she's gonna like up the ante for celebrity. You know.
That was so cringy.
Let's get into it.
Non-apology.
He did exactly what we were saying he was going to do a couple of episodes ago, where he was like, I'm sorry that you were offended by that thing I said, but I didn't do anything wrong. It's like, not an apology.
Do you know what I was thinking also? I actually wrote down at one point, I was like, Kylan just continuing to be a jerk. Like he's out of the game and he still manages to make himself look like a fool in multiple ways. Like, first, obviously with the non-apology, like B Bean brings up, but also in the way that he cast his vote. I thought it was so weird the way he walked up there with his key and he's like, and it almost felt to me like another dig at Xavier.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Oh, yeah.
Because he's going for the kids watching at home, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm like, and then you're going to say that. And then when you actually get confronted about it by Julie, you're going to say, like, oh, no, I didn't mean anything. And I didn't understand. I didn't even understand what his explanation was there.
Right. What was he trying to say? I don't even know. Like, as usual, Kylan says a lot and nothing at all.
Yeah.
With his non-apology, he was so dead set on being a jerk that he made himself stutter because he was like, "I'm going to say this, and I'm going to recognize at him doing this, and
it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good."
Who couldn't say what he had to say?
Yep.
And then he voted for X anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
So it's like, thanks a lot. Thanks. Your whole big platform for what?
Well, he did say that he was going to vote for the biggest competitor, who he believed was the biggest competitor. And out of the two of them, let's be honest, Xavier was the bigger competitor.
Of course. There was no contest there, you know?
I suppose so.
Yeah. There's like, although who knows how Kylan weighs people's accomplishments, because the reason he voted Hannah out was because DF had done all these things that he hasn't gotten credit for, apparently. Like,
yeah, I'm not exactly sure what boxes need to be checked for Kylan to give you any kind of props. You know?
Right.
This is why I wanted Tiffany to question him, because I wanted him to be like, "Oh, who started the cookout? Who?"
Yeah.
Well, they were just straight up laughing at him the entire Q&A. They were just sitting there laughing at him, and he was like, "I'm so funny. See, this is my social game." And it's like, no, Derek, no, they're laughing at you, honey.
So uncomfortable. Yeah. I really can't wait for these people to get back to their social medias and like see what is going on. And I can't wait for these post-season interviews like with some of these people. Like, we need somebody to catch up with Kylan in 2 weeks. Like, once he's read everything, once he does a deep dive and all the comments on his like Yelp profile and all that stuff. Like, I can't wait for all that stuff to come out. There's a lot of fun stuff still going on.
Once he just realizes that everyone hates him.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
This could either lead to him being more problematic on social media or just deleting his social media. It could go
he's either gonna double down on everything or he's just gonna ghost.
Oh, please double down.
I feel like he'll double down. At least at first, and then when everybody starts attacking him, then he'll scurry away.
Oh man, I hope not. I do hope to see him on other things. I've enjoyed not liking him.
Yeah, production doesn't like him either. I don't think we're going to see him anytime soon.
No, not Big Brother, but he does seem to suit the challenge house. He'll piss a lot of people off. Somebody will absolutely punch him in the face.
Scoop him up, yeah.
I'm down for it.
I liked when Tiffany was thanking America. She's like, "Thank you, America."
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm so glad she won America's Favorite House Guest. Oh, thank God. Oh man.
Yeah. Will Sarah Beth forgive Kai and be lifelong friends?
No.
I think it's a no.
Do you know what's funny about
no.
You know what's funny about this is that when it came time for Sarah Beth to ask her question, Julie was like, "Is your question for Xavier or for Derek F?" And part of me was like, I hope Sarah Beth is just like, actually, my question's for Kylan.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah. That's something I want to see unfold somehow too. And I know that we're not.
I wish we got that jury footage. Like let her land and be like, I have a few things to say.
Right.
Because there's no way she let him walk too far without giving him her 2 cents. No.
They should make like the jury house like an online exclusive, so we could just see like what they're talking about.
Oh, people have been begging for jury feeds for seasons.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so happy if we got that, especially in a season like this.
Oh yeah,
that'd be so fun. I mean, they give us the feeds for Celebrity. Like, why not?
This was my first live season, so when Julie said 85 days, I was like, I've known these people for 85 days. Usually it's only 8 days because I'm like,
God, I feel like it was like last week that we were watching premiere night. You know, like I was sitting on the couch. It
really did feel like it went by so quick.
Yeah.
It does and it doesn't, because I just like even some of the earlier departures, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that person.
Yeah.
I saw, granted, he didn't get to speak at all, which was wonderful, but I saw like Frenchie's little square in the pre-jury segment, and I was like, who are you? You're this season? What's happening here?
I know, it feels like a different season.
I actually loved that. I was like, Derek X, I'm casting my vote for me and Travis. I love DX.
The bromance that never was.
You can say what you want about Frenchie, but he gave us the majority of our final 3. Okay? And half of the final 2. All right? These people were hand-picked by Farmer Frenchie.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yogi wants to know what was going on with Oz's face. Did she expect X to pick her? I don't know what she expected. The poor
I
dear.
think she was more salty
she's
with
upset
Derek.
with herself.
I don't think that face was for X. I think that face was for Derek.
I think she was just pissed because she just straight up didn't think DF deserved to win any sort of money.
Right.
No, which is such a strong stance to take. I thought that was actually hysterical. Like, I would rather lose.
Right.
than make sure you get anything. Like, I think that's kind of crazy.
I did not understand DF's strategy as far as like the 3 of them and him, I guess, campaigning to Ozzy. I don't know. Where, like, I don't know why Ozzy was so emotional. Like, why would you... Somebody's telling you, I'm not taking you to Final 2. Why are you so emotionally distraught over this person who's not even going to take you? Like, go with X. And he's, like, emotionally berating her, and she's crying, saying, I carried you, I did all these things. You won nothing. She at least won 1 HOH.
Yeah. Do you think that her, like, so when she told Xavier, like, so, you know, if I win this last HOH, I think I'm going to take you instead of DF. Do you think that by her telling him that, she was kind of hoping that, well, maybe Xavier will think about taking me to Final 2 instead, because maybe he still thinks he can beat me. You know what I mean? So, like, but
I did see some speculation on that, yeah.
I think so. But I also think it was just her being like, I'm tired of this, like, fighting with him. Like, I'm just done.
Yeah. I mean, from what we saw, like, he really was. He was talking terribly to her. I mean,
it was rough.
Yeah. It just felt like
she
more.
Would ask a simple question, and he would just start popping off.
Yeah.
Like, she started an argument with him, and she's just laying there with her cap on.
No.
It's almost not even worth it, though. It's not even worth it, like, with somebody like him, like, because, like, he's never going to let it go until you just be quiet.
Right.
Like, it's just like the way he is there.
Which, like, she kept asking him, like, can we just not talk until the end? Like, I've had enough. And he just kept coming at her, and she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Please stop. And he kept going at her.
No.
And then he would storm out and be like, I'm so sick of her. Like, she's the one that started it. You're the one that's, like, hooting and hollering, and she's just laying there. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Poor thing. We got a question here from B Bean. Wants to know what our comments are about the real occupation reveals. I didn't care.
thought it was fun.
It's like a fun thing,
like,
but
I knew it with Xavier.
I just felt like that was. I felt like that just gave him another moment to make it about him. All right, that was Xavier's thing. I was even slightly annoyed by Xavier, like going on with Derek, like, "Oh, I can't believe you think you know the guy next to you." Meanwhile, you know that you're hiding this thing. Like, I don't know.
See, actually, do you know what I thought? Like the funniest thing to me about that reveal was that that Xavier actually still said, he was like, "I actually am a bartender at a wedding venue." Meanwhile, all these people were like, "You don't even know how to make a martini." So I didn't actually think he was actually a bartender somewhere.
Yeah. No, even there was somebody, like someone on feeds at one point was talking about how like they were like, he asked me how to make an old fashioned, and I was like, "What are you? You're a bartender. What are you talking about?"
But there's no that he actually was, and he can't even do those things.
Right.
It makes it so much better.
Right.
But it was a long time ago. He's retaining a lot of other information, you know. You know, I mean, he's a lawyer now. You think he needs to remember how to make a drink? Okay, he's remembering like law.
Very insightful, Kyle.
I liked how shocked everybody was over Hannah's secret, and I liked how shocked everybody was over Claire's.
Yeah.
I thought that was
right.
Cool.
It was fun to see like the jurors saying, "Hey, here's the stuff that I really do," and everyone being like, "Oh my god, so crazy!" But then once it got to like the, I don't know if it's just like we were underwhelmed by the final two, but like once it got to them, we were like, "All right."
Was Tiffany open about her profession? I don't remember if everybody knew her profession.
I don't know that I ever heard anybody talking about it, and even if they were, it's not really that interesting, right?
She's a phlebotomist, though. That's like a good career.
No, yeah, it is, but like, you know,
I don't think it came up.
You know, that wouldn't make her a target to me.
Yeah,
you know,
I think the only time I remember it like being mentioned on the season was during the comp with the tiny cans or the tiny like drink glasses.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
Because she was saying like I should have a really steady hand. I'm a phlebotomist. Why is this comp so hard for me? But that was a DR session.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So
look at you remembering like little nuggets like that.
Wow. Listen, I'm just as surprised as you are.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Whenever Hannah was in like a veto competition and there was like a picture of Travis, she always would say, "Who's that?"
Who is that?
Who remembers Travis? Not me.
Oh, poor Travis.
And you would think you would remember him. He gave Kylan a lap dance the first week.
I know.
For his birthday.
That was one of the most exciting things about this season.
No, it's just fact or fiction. B Bean says Tiff has her own phlebotomy business and she has a van and visits patients.
This feels like you're being silly.
You could be silly or that could be real. I mean, does a phlebotomist travel?
I feel like that cannot be a thing.
I don't actually know. What's the name of it? Can we Google it? Tiffany's traveling phlebotomy. Oh, that is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yogi said, and then Zingbud said to Hannah, "Who that?" That is true.
Hannah, don't know her.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
It was in the interim.
Joke's on us. Phlebotomy vans are a thing.
There you go.
Sassy. I don't know that we'll be going back. It's over. But thanks for the fun fact.
Do you know what I actually was like? I was like surprised because I was not a fan of Brent at all this season.
No.
But I actually thought that he said some very nice things about Tiffany tonight.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, and
I was like, no, go ahead.
No, I was almost surprised to hear him saying it. I thought it was so thoughtful, which I was surprised that he was saying something so thoughtful. But like the fact that like he was like Tiffany, like amazing job. Like, congratulations, that master plan. It was genius. It was amazing. Just because, like, especially because we've seen Derek F try to like take credit for stuff like that. And then even seeing Ozza like saying to Xavier tonight, like, like, thank you for creating the cookout and this and that. And I'm like, all these people are getting all this credit for creating this historic thing. Like, Brent, though, was the one to like really acknowledge this genius master plan that that Tiffany came up with, and I was like surprised that it came from him of all people.
Right, who knew that Brent would be my favorite part of finale night? I was like, you give her flowers, you give her credit. Thank you so much for saying this in front of these stupid men.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wish that they would have done is that also then like pan back on them, because like they kept showing Tiffany and him, and like that was great, but like I would have appreciated just like one extra picture in there. I want to see Derek's face when all that was being said. And honestly, we'll take Xavier's too, because the look on his face when DF was explaining some of his like big game things and like why he thinks he deserves to win, like Xavier's face was gold in a lot of moments there too. Like that's worth going back for. Yeah.
And as much as I dislike him, there were a couple of moments where like DF was speaking and Kyland like just like blurted out hysterically laughing, and you could tell like it was not like. It was not like in a good way towards DF. Like,
Nor should it be. Nor should it be. Nothing he was saying like had any validity whatsoever.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to say it, but I was hoping it was wrong. But like,
hold on. So all right. So B Dean coming in saying that Brent was caught liking tweets and posts calling the cookout racist, and he was trying to save his reputation. Okay.
Like,
so Gina, you know that, and you just also said that Brent is one of your favorite parts of finale night.
Let me clarify. I was excited to see Tiffany getting the credit that she deserved. All right. So no matter who it came from, I was going to love that because Tiffany was getting her credit. But I absolutely was like, Brent has watched the entire season and knows that like people were shading him in the DR and being like, I hate this man. So he's probably just trying to be like a nice guy now. But like, I didn't know that he was like favoriting tweets and stuff. I don't follow him. So I don't really know like, any of that.
I was not aware of this. I was not aware of this
either. No.
I mean, I agree with what Gina said. I'm glad like that Tiffany would get credit for what she did, but I didn't see any of this. So if it's true, that makes me hate Brent.
I haven't seen any
all over again
interactions, so that's frustrating.
Wow, that sucks. That sucks. People suck.
I was like given a nice blue shiny balloon, and then it was popped.
Yeah.
No, I assumed that he was trying to be nice because everyone in the DRs were like, Brent's creepy. He's weird. I don't like him. So he's probably like, oh, I gotta like be nice now. But like this Twitter mess is gross.
See now I'm just upset.
I'm not upset. I mean, at least for the people who didn't know that, at least the right things were said, because at least what he did say was true, regardless of why it was said. So
yeah.
We'll still take it as a W.
All right.
Anything to say about it.
Anything to give Tiffany her credit, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
And she won some money, so good for her.
Thank goodness.
More than that's $5,000.
Seeing though that DX was the other highest vote getter, I at that point I would have been happy even if it went that way. Like that was fine too. I just with the way that this went, it just so had to be Tiffany.
I know.
I had a feeling it was either going to go to DX, Tiffany, or maybe Hannah. Like one of those three.
Yeah. I just felt like I can't think of a person who didn't win the game but was also more deserving to walk away with something than Tiffany. You know what I mean? Like she should have won this game in my opinion. She worked so hard to win this game. And if we had seen her walk away empty-handed, I think that would have been like a crime.
Just an egregious offense. I was even saying when she was. Oh, I hope she plays again. Plays again.
Oh, I really want to see her back.
When Julie was standing in between Tiffany and Xavier, I was just like, look at that. It's like mom and dad. Like, there they are. They're the ones that got us here. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was the final 2 we deserved.
Yeah, that's what it should have been. It would DF all the way off on the side. That's exactly the picture that we always should have seen. It's terrible. Yes, we agree, Susan.
100%.
Tiffany was by far the best player. So glad she won something. Yes, we worked hard. We campaigned hard for her. Yes, I take it as a victory.
I voted every day and then would just send in an extra vote just to see if it would get in there.
Every single time, just in case there was a glitch.
Yeah.
Me and Kyle were on our Instagram stories like, please, if you like us at all, just text this game to this number, please.
I had everybody at work voting also. I had a lot of people on this.
I was like, I wonder if I text them from WhatsApp if it'll go through. And people sending me screen caps as proof that they texted it.
I have so many screenshots. Yeah, I really need to go on and like formally thank everybody.
Friendly reminder to text Tiffany to 97979.
We worked hard. Yeah, this is our win too. This is ours.
We did that.
We did do that. We did. We worked hard.
We're America.
All right. Well, I'm good. It's late, you know. Let's not act like we don't have work, you know. That's it. Big Brother 23. We're done.
What a season. What a season.
Yeah, really good time. What do we have here? Oh. We did this question before.
Oh, yes.
I'm always down for a quick rundown.
What one of us has not answered yet.
We don't know we don't know who Warren wants, right? We don't know. Yeah. Who would you like to see on Celebrity BB 3?
I didn't have an answer prepared for this, but the obvious choice is Julie.
We can come back to you.
I'm certain.
The obvious choice is Julie. I mean, I would love to see how she would play. And I would love for it to be an environment like Celebrity BB where she wouldn't just like immediately be the biggest target. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I feel
Kyle
like
was
if
the
she
one who
was
kind
just
of turned
coming
me
in,
off to it, though.
And how so?
Now, my hesitation with this is that I really do regard her as our Big Brother queen. You know, even though she flarns live and all these things, she's still Julie and she's ours. And I don't want her good name tarnished by not playing well in the house. I feel like anything less than like a final 2 situation for Julie is an embarrassment for somebody who has hosted it for so long. And, you know, there's just so many things at play. It would not necessarily be her fault if she didn't get there. You see what happened to Tiffany. Right. I don't know. I just don't want her name tarnished.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What if Julie was brought into the house as a contestant and everyone thought she was playing? But then, surprise, it's a Scaramouche situation, and it's not a real...
I don't think that Scaramouche thing was a joke. I don't think that was a twist.
Joking.
I don't think it was anything. I think the Mooch freaked out, couldn't handle it, and they acted like it was a twist so that he could save some face. I don't think that was real. I don't know. No.
I'm really actually just kidding. I don't want that to happen, but I just thought it was funny.
Mr. Chen Moonves in the house. That's who I want in there. We had a lot of great names.
I'd like to see another like kind of athlete that's never seen the show before, like Meta World Peace.
Oh, mess.
Just because I love chaos. When he accidentally voted out his own ally because he thought he was voting to keep him. Like that's the kind of stuff that I live for.
It's fun, but I also find it to be really annoying. Because in a situation like that is like a sped up game to begin with, like we don't have time for that kind of crap. You know,
but Meta World Peace voting out Chuck Liddell because he thought.
It was so funny.
Yeah, I voted for him to stay.
You voted for him to leave.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things that's happened on Big Brother, to be honest. It's good.
That's hysterical.
So I would love somebody like that.
All right, I'm down.
Maybe like a Rob Gronkowski kind of deal.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Yeah, he's.
Was that Gronk?
Yes, that is Gronk. Yes.
Okay.
Gronk's made a Big Brother appearance before, so maybe.
That's true. Yeah.
What about Pete Alonso?
I would be in. I would be so in, and you already know that. I would be busting
really
down
fun.
the doors to that studio.
I want to see people that really don't. I want to see other people that don't know what's going on, because I definitely am down for that. Just not as stupid as Meta. Like I need you to be able to vote. Like let's get somebody in there. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. He voted for the wrong person, right? The first time.
Yeah. Like no, like can't be. Absolutely can't be.
I would love to get a house of all people who like kind of don't know what's going on and just see them figure it out.
I went like the exact opposite route for my celebrity Big Brother list. I like actively looked for celebrities that are familiar.
Oh yeah,
with,
you did. You really tried.
Big Brother or like super fans. I found NHL players that have tweeted about Big Brother before. like I found so many people that like that
you did research.
Yeah.
No, give me a house of people that have no idea what they're doing. And
if there is one thing,
every second of that.
If there's one thing that I've learned from Warren this season, it's that there is nothing that he wants in this world more than chaos. Just like the worst things that could possibly happen.
I want to ask my question to Tommy and Warren, because I think that we talked about this, but one of the people that I had on my list was to bring back. Have you both of you seen the previous two Celebrity Big Brothers?
Yeah.
I've only seen the first one.
All right, so maybe I shouldn't say this then. I don't want to spoil anything.
I know who wins the second one.
Okay. Yeah,
a lot of things got spoiled.
So we've seen in a regular season of Big Brother, vets come back, even past winners come back, and I asked Gina and Kyle what they thought about like what if a former winner of a Celebrity Big Brother were to come back? So like Marissa or Tamar, would you be interested in seeing like a former Celebrity Big Brother winner come back in this third season like of this edition?
I think I would be more interested in Tamar than Marissa.
I would be more interested if it was like the 10th season, like if it was like further on down. There's only been 2 seasons.
Right.
As for like returning celebrities, I'd be very interested in Ross coming back.
Okay.
I loved Ross
because I still think he was robbed of that win.
Yeah. See, I would be down for them coming back. I think I was against this when this first came up. I no longer am if it was just set up a little bit differently. Like, if we could do maybe a group of 4, like when they brought people back, like in 13.
Yeah.
And they played a game together as like larger teams, that could be interesting. I just feel like if you only have 2, let's just say Marissa and Tamar win in the house, or even just 1, like they're just kind of like targets because they played before and like they won. So like they're going to want to get them out. So we need people that they can play with to at least give them like a shot. So we could do that. Like maybe get like Ross and Marissa, and like maybe it's not as interesting, but like Tamar and Candy. I mean, I guess because they sort of played together.
I was going to say Tamar and Ricky because that was the final 2 for that.
Yeah, but I thought that Ricky,
have they ever
he was not an interesting player to watch at all.
Have they ever done like a reunion season where they have everybody that was in the cast from a certain season back to play again?
Not a full cast, no.
Right.
I think I would like that, kind of like a reunion season.
Like only return. Oh well, I mean, there's been All Stars. If that's like what kind of.
No, like
no, he wants to see a whole cast play.
Oh, like just redo BB23.
Yeah, but like.
Do you think they would do that with like a regular individual season though? I feel like they'd be more likely to be like
a
BB All Stars, all the same All Stars come back or something, rather than just being like, all right, BB12 come back, like some random season, you know? Like I don't know.
I mean, again, after the mess that was last summer, we're never getting All-Stars again. It's just never gonna happen again.
We've talked about that too. Like All-Stars.
All-Stars just needs to be revamped, okay? Because I would love to see it again, but can America maybe pick who we want in there? Like,
there's just too much pre-gaming that happens. Everybody knows each other. Everyone's able to, like, you know, no one's actually secretive about who's going in.
Is All-Stars just previous winners?
No.
They should do a season with just the winners then.
In fact, the last BB All-Stars, I think there were only, 2 winners in there? Was it Nicole and Ian, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were supposed to get Josh and Casey, and then they ended up catching COVID.
Yeah.
I think if they did all winners, then there's not really, like, targets off the bat because they're all winners, so they're kind of on the same level.
Yeah, on the same plane.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious. So, like... So, because we were just talking about like reunions or like America choosing the cast, like the people they want to see, right? So, what if we did like, because we know we love America's vote, right? Like, what if like the theme of a Big Brother season was like Big Brother, America's vote? You know what I mean? Where it's like we get a list of all these returning Big Brother players that have like expressed interest in coming back, and then America literally votes, and the top 16 vote getters go into the house. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that would be interesting?
I'm trying to debate. I can't decide.
I would watch it either way.
Who knows who? I mean, who knows?
There's no version of this that doesn't have me watching.
Yeah. The only thing I get worried about is pregame.
I would even like a season where like America got to vote in the eviction every week.
Yeah.
Like they like a show like Dancing with the Stars where you vote and they tally it up with like the judges' votes.
Yeah.
I would.
This is what we got with Over the Top.
Over the top. America voted a lot in Over the Top.
Yeah,
America was very involved in that.
I mean, America voted for the winner. I mean, that was America's thing. You know,
it was America was sending the care packages they got. America had a vote. America had a nominee. You know, it was.
America was busy. All right, democracy was like alive and thriving.
that was a season for democracy.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. It's really fun, which we are diving into. Warren, did you ever see that?
I haven't actually.
You should watch with us.
Get on it.
Yeah. Our friend Melissa already watched the whole thing. She watched the whole thing already.
She did.
Yeah, she just
she said, "I'm not waiting for them." She zoomed right past us.
No. So we have to figure out how we're going to go about that. But
is that an accelerated season?
Yeah.
Was it accelerated or was it just that there were less people?
Well, there was less people, which I think...
Yeah, it was shorter. Yeah. But I don't know that it was necessarily like accelerated.
What was it? It was like 10 people or something like that?
Maybe 11. It took place right after a regular Big Brother and ended like right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching them celebrate Thanksgiving in the house.
I thought it was nice. It was nice.
That's cute, yeah.
It was cute. But only cute if you like each other.
Yeah.
Because I could see that really going like horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You have like a Libra situation, like, oh, we're doing cake? Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, without
visualize the fight and go for the cake.
Without giving too much away, there was some drama at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, there was. No, Over the Top is fun.
I'm excited to watch.
There were actually 13 house guests.
Oh, then I guess it was slightly accelerated. They must have been accelerated in some way. It didn't feel that way watching it, though.
13 house guests in 65 days.
Okay.
That's kind of what Big Brother was, though. Back like in the
Yeah, there used
11,
to be what, 12 people?
Yeah, like in the 11-y, 12-y days. That's kind of like what it was then. So maybe that's why it felt normal.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at around that time period in my watch of the show. So when I saw 16, I was like, 16 this season?
You're like, why is there so many people? And it's like, I'm like, this is what it is now. And arguably should not be, but that's a conversation for another time. It's after 12. This was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, we're like, it's not nighttime.
It is. It's night time. Thank you, Tommy and Warren, for joining us again.
Thanks for
having us.
Thank you for everybody else who hangs out with us that made this so much fun. Obviously, we're watching Survivor. We're going to do Over the Top after that. Check the socials. We'll let you know. And I'm still doing the challenge. But yeah, thanks so much. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, all that stuff. And have a great night.
Bye.